Thank you very much. While the secretary is passing that out, for the record, my name is Niklas Kleinworth. I'm the policy director for the Idaho Freedom Foundation. Mr. Chairman, members of the committee, good morning. I'll actually be very brief today. The handout that you have is part of the Idaho Freedom Foundation's analysis of the leadership's proposal for the legislative pay increase. I urge the committee to reject leadership's compensation recommendation in favor of a more modest approach this morning. First, this proposal would make Idaho the highest paid part-time legislature in the nation. The true increase of this raise is actually between 32 and 43%, which is far above the original claims in the letter. A recent analysis shows that Idaho's compensation rate is above average for a part-time legislature. Idaho is also at par with her neighbors in Montana, Wyoming, Utah, and North Dakota. And this data came from the National Conference of State Legislatures. Leadership's comparison of salary with Idaho households is also flawed. This analysis should have also considered pension eligibility, unvouchered money, and state health insurance benefits. Finally, the growth in legislator compensation since 2019 is ahead of other constitutional officers like the Attorney General, Lieutenant Governor, or Governor. This is 11.4% compared to 9.5% respectively. 1/4 of legislators started serving in 2019 or later. This makes the time frame from 2019 to present a little more reasonable than the 20-year analysis that was done in leadership's proposal. So mind you that more pay doesn't necessarily make the legislature stronger, nor does it right-size the legislature with the executive branch. We don't find that there's any correlation between legislators who make more and the quality of their work. New York and California host the highest paid legislators in the nation at $142,000 and $128,000 annually, respectively. Yet they have the most stark declines in population among states due to their failing policies as of late. In all, legislator pay is already commensurate with other state employees, constitutional officers, and legislatures in other states. Therefore, the Idaho Freedom Foundation recommends an increase with a cost of living adjustment of no more than 3% of gross compensation per year. This recommendation mirrors the rate of inflation over the last year and is even more generous than current trends in legislator pay over the last 5 years. To close, I urge the committee to reject leadership's irresponsible request for up to a 43% increase. Instead, I ask the committee to support a more modest increase that adjusts for cost of living while keeping Idaho in line with her peers. Members of the committee, thank you for your service this morning. I'd be glad to stand for any questions.
Thank you, Mr. Kleinworth. I'm sorry, I only had your first name, and I apologize I did not have your last name. Nice to have you testify this morning. Any questions for Mr. Kleinworth this morning? Mr. Kleinworth, you've given us a recommendation, the 3% recommendation. Did you have a recommendation regarding the other benefits that legislators receive?
No, this would be gross compensation. So this is 3% increase, including the per diem and salary. So however that ends up getting split between the two, there is no change to the current benefit structure in regard to retirement or health insurance coverage.
But are you contemplating a 3% increase in the per diem?
Yes, but that's total. So gross, salary, and per diem.
All right, thank you. Any other questions? Thank you, Mr. Kleinworth. Thank you for your testimony. Thank you very much.